think Exec said we came here to take over the game. Yeah. Still. You know what's going on. Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy. More heavy than the usual. Shook the whole world up. That type of motion new to you. So it's just a throwback. Losing, we don't know that. Only give them our facts. That's exactly what y'all lack. Always show the people love, so they show us love back. Yeah. And Ben Worthy like 42 on a Lakers jersey. It flies the jet logo on Vinny Testaverde. Yesterday's price ain't today's price.
And once again, it's on. You are rocking with the best. We is the Politics as Usual podcast where we cover everything NBA related. And of course, some sneaker talk. I am Rashad Stone Cold Grove, aka At the Groveness. And I'm here with my main man, Pots and Pans, Mr. Adam Macho Man Carter. What's up, brother?
What's up, Jack?
Man, good to be with you tonight.
You already know we got a lot to talk about this week, brother. We got a lot. They gave us a lot of ammunition for this week, brother.
No, listen, man. This might be a 3-hour joint. This is a drink champ time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. I'm looking for exciting to say the least. Got some spiciness going on in the league. Woo! Got some wrestling. You know, I hope y'all peep the names.
Peep the names. We're
like,
definitely doing some wrestling talk.
MMA going on in the league, man. So what you want to jump into first?
Brother, let's start with the weekly recap. And boy, we got a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir. Recapping it.
Listen, let's jump in. Let's talk about Kelly Oubre.
Oh,
so
man.
In Center City, he claims there were some reports recently.
Oh, you sound like a real journalist, dog.
We get the official. We get the official. He claims that he was a hit and run.
Yeah.
But a report came out today that said there's no video surveillance as of yet that it actually happened. But it's wild yet and still because, man, Kelly Oubre was balling.
Yo, and he's like the third star scorer that they needed.
Right.
And just imagine him in there with Covington and Batum. And yeah, man, I just thought that was so crazy on Center City. I think he broke his ribs. And they're saying he's going to miss some time. And they said he was at the facility today.
Right.
And
they said he's
They
said he's looking at about 2 weeks. They said maybe early December they're looking at him coming back. So, man, wild situation, man. Couldn't have been worse timing. The Sixers are still playing good, thank God.
Yeah.
But wild situation, man, with Kelly Oubre getting hit by a car, allegedly.
Allegedly. I like it. Here's what's funny. We're going to be watching that, monitoring that story. You know, we're Sixer fans. But that's interesting, man, you know.
I wonder if James Harden, destroyed the footage because, they were joking that the person had a beard.
No, it's funny. They got they have a little alleged history around a certain young lady. I saw that.
Ooh, man, it's spicy in there in Philly, boy.
That's gonna be a tea podcast we need to start next. A lot going on there on Broad and Locust, over I think where that alleged accident took place. But I hope he's getting better because we need him. Man, he's playing the best ball of his career. And
he really is.
Meaningful basketball. Because anybody can score 20 points when you're down there playing with the Hornets. Ain't nobody watching you. Ain't nothing happening. But he was balling on a major level with Maxey and Embiid. And the Sixers are going to be a threat to be reckoned with when he comes back.
Yeah, and you figure the Sixers are rolling. I'm talking about the weekly recap. Shout out to Maxey. He had that 50 ball on Sunday. Oh, man, it was an amazing game, man. I watched that thing. Maxey was out there getting anything he wanted. Listen, did you see the clip of what's his name for Indiana? What's his name? What's his last name? Miles? I can't remember his last name.
Miles Turner.
Not Miles Turner. He came from Denver. But anyway.
Bruce Brown.
Yo, they showed a clip of him after Maxey did a step back three. Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do with this guy? He threw up his hands. I'm like, that is a bad poster. He didn't even get dunked on, and he's still on a poster.
Here's what's crazy with Maxey. Doc Rivers, that's the best thing he did in his tenure with the Sixers, is drafting Maxey and not shipping him off. Because I was for give everybody up to get Dame.
Right.
But now I'm so glad they kept him because, man, his star is shining, and we are watching a superstar emerge. He's still like, 22 years old?
Yeah.
And the best thing, and we'll get to that a little later, is the beard man leaving. Addition by subtraction. He never scored 50 with Harden, slowing, and he plays so fast they can't keep up with him.
Right.
Yeah. Him getting 50, big accomplishment. Those Sixers are on it.
Yeah, man. So it's a lot of big talk, man, with Philly right now, man. We could do our own weekly recap just talking about the Sixers, man. You got Joel Embiid leading the league in scoring, man. They're playing Boston tonight. We're filming this on Wednesday. They're playing Boston tonight, so a little banged up. So Boston's banged up tonight. So hopefully the Sixers pull that win out tonight, man.
What we need, man. But
Sixers look incredible, man. So what else do we got going on that we missed last week? Some of the stuff is going to get covered in segments. Later on in the show, so we don't want to touch on everything that happened this week because certain things deserve their own topic.
But what I did want to jump in real quick on the battle of the skinny balls,
right?
Wembanyama and Chet, they're so skinny, it's amazing. And Oklahoma,
they're so skinny, it's amazing.
When they together, I ain't never seen nothing like it.
It's kind of scary to see.
And watching them is making me get madder and madder at Shaq with his Bobo comments. But OKC blew the Spurs out, and OKC, buddy, you don't want to play them in the playoffs. They got some talent down there.
Yeah, some young talent, man. Some young talent. All right, brother. Let's have some fun. You want to have some fun? Let's have some fun. Let's switch gears. Draymond Green. Draymond had Rudy in the sleeper hole, son.
Yo, man, Rudy was like, it's funny because that's what Ben Simmons did to Cat a couple years ago, and Cat tapped out.
Listen. Hence the wrestler names today because it was WWE in that joint.
And that skirmish with who was the McDaniels and Clay,
McDaniels.
That was wild. And it's funny. This got to be the first time players were ejected with no points, no stats in the first
100 seconds into the game. But that leads to the conversation of, listen, the in-season tournament is creating some excitement.
Oh, this is intense.
Yes, and we have to make it an apology, a disclaimer.
We're sorry.
We apparently don't know the in-season tournament either because we thought that was only on the weekends. But if Bones don't know it, how we supposed to know it?
This is a pre-shout-out. Jerron Brown said, I'm confused. I thought it was only on the weekends. I said, I wouldn't even. I said, there's a game tonight with the intern. He was like, yeah. I said, oh, man. Maybe the floors got us confused. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what happened. Man. But Draymond looked like he had been waiting to put Rudy in the sleeper hole.
5 years in the making, and he would look like he would just look like he'd been lifting, just waiting for that moment. And he came like a bat out of hell, too. He came out of nowhere. I don't know how he timed it so well. He was way back on the other court. They were at half court. He came in there running from Saginaw, Michigan, all the way to France. He ran from Saginaw, Michigan to Paris, France, gripped that man up. It was, and Cat Williams was looking like the Cat Williams. Cat Towns was looking like, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that.
What was going through his mind when he grabbed that man's neck? Like he does the wildest stuff, man.
Here's what's crazy. I love Steve Kerr. He's the kind of guy, if he'd run for president, I would vote for him. I like how he thinks. But nobody enables the madness of Draymond Green like Kerr. Kerr talking about, Kerr, yo. And here's what's funny, AC. We saw him on camera punch your boy Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
He's been doing, and nobody leaves in the crazier ejected way like Draymond. Yo, he's got this track record. You think he can do what he wants to do? How many games do you think they're gonna give him?
Listen, see, so when they talked about the last suspension he got, they look at the history. Yeah, they look at what he did, and they look at his past history. So I think he's going to get a couple games for this, man. It was unnecessary, if we're being honest, man. Come on, man. He didn't have to grab that man's by his neck. And like you said, Kerr said, "Oh, he was grabbing Clay around his neck." No, he wasn't, man. Stop that.
Yo, dog, stop.
You enabler. No, he wasn't.
And he wouldn't let go because Kerr was like, "Yo, let him go." You can audibly hear him. He was like, "Let him go." And yo, I don't know what to call him. He's Sergeant Slaughter. If I was on the Warriors, I would call him all wrestling names for the rest of the season.
I got to be honest, though. I was a little disappointed that they didn't have Draymond at the end of the game and do an interview, because you know what I expected him to say?
What's that?
You know what I mean, Gene? So listen, brother.
What you gonna do? Can I get a hell yeah? Yo, yo. Oh my God, man. Draymond is wild. Yo,
listen, that press conference would have been wild if they would have let Draymond talk, man. But man, I don't know, man. I don't know how many games he's going to get, man. That was wild to see, man. And Rudy made a good comment, man. He said, listen, he always does this clown type behavior when his boy Steph doesn't play. He doesn't want to play without Steph, so he always tries to get ejected.
That's a bar right there.
Yo, that's a bar.
Yo, when I started thinking about that, I was like, yo, he might be on to something. He does get ejected when Steph ain't playing. Oh, yo, they have a rivalry going on. Because speaking of the weekly recap, I forgot that young man, Anthony Ant-Man Edwards.
Man,
he got the Jordan first step. He dunked on that whole squad, and Draymond tried to bait him.
Yeah.
Then he started just doing the whole team. But
he's not scared of anybody, man, including Draymond. Draymond's a bully, but listen, Ant-Man ain't scared of nobody.
None. And it's just wild to see Draymond. Had that bull in the corporal clutch. He had him in the sleeper hold. He had him in the man. He was restraining him.
Yo, I was waiting for somebody to jump off the top rope.
Yo, Yo, I just imagine watching it live. I just saw it on social media. He was trending. I said, "What did he do now?"
What did he do now?
Thought he was trying to choke a Frenchman to death. He tried to start World War IV.
Oh my God, man, Draymond, man, he will continue to give us some good content for the rest of the season.
By the time we come on for the next episode, we're gonna find out how much time you got. I'm thinking he'll get at least 5.
Yeah, at least 5. I can go with that.
Yeah.
All right, Jack. Biggest disappointment so far.
Oh man,
biggest disappointment. Who you got?
As we brought him up earlier, the pool party. He playing like it's only a kiddie pool now. I think he averaging like 16 points. We're talking about Jordan Poole. Got traded to the Wizards. I thought he was gonna be putting like 30 points.
Listen,
and that just lets you know how good Steph was.
Right.
He was getting all them points, now that when you're the guy and they're game planning against you, they're watching you on film, and that one shot he shot against a Porzingis.
It'll go down in Shaq in the Hall of Fame.
I heard somebody say he's so unserious. And you don't like his mustache.
Listen, you hate James Harden's beard. I hate his mustache. What you say earlier? He wants to be a cop so bad.
So bad. 5'0", one time, the man, the fuzz written all over that mustache. Somebody got to talk. It's got to be a Bart. Get a beard. Grow up. Get a beard.
He is running wild down there in DC.
Running wild.
Doing all types of nut stuff.
And here's what's funny. Him and Kuzma, whoever thought that was a good idea. Those high yellow brothers is going crazy. Kuzma with the gear. Poole with the game. They are just out of
mustache.
Oh, his mustache with his stashing it up. I don't know what got. Be in prayer for that coach.
Oh my God!
Did you see the clip when he was like they were trying to talk to him?
In the timeout. They said he's the most unserious player.
He's so unserious. He was like, "It's my team." I said, "Oh my God,
Relax, I got
that
it."
team is sinking."
The people in the huddle was trying to get him to come back to the huddle so he can listen to the play. By the time he finally started listening, the timeout was over. Oh my God,
He
Jordan
is.
Poole, man. He is
I didn't
pure
expect
comedy.
the team to be good, but I thought he would be balling.
Yeah, I thought he would be balling, man.
And disappointed him. I'm disappointed in. And before I let you get to yours, Zion Williamson, where he been talking? I said the worst thing they ever did was let him get drafted by the best food city in America. They're gonna put him right by the shrimp and grits etouffee fry. They're just gonna put him by that. They are playing with a loaded gun right there.
Listen, man, I saw somewhere that I think it was Ant-Man. Was it Ant-Man? They said it already has more career points than him.
Already?
Yeah, I believe so. Because he hasn't played. You think about how many games he's played.
Right.
He hasn't played that many games. Yeah, I believe it was Ant-Man. Already has more career points than he, man. Yeah, so
you know he got more games because Ant-Man played every game.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Who you Speaking got on your disappointment list?
Brooklyn Nets. And I'll tell you why.
Tell me, sir.
Pretty good at the end of the year. And I thought this was going to be a big year for some of those young guys that got traded from Phoenix. I thought they were going to have a breakout year because they looked good at the end of last year.
Yeah.
You figure, man, they have so much young talent on that team. I thought they would be better.
Yeah.
Speaking of Phoenix Suns, even though they've been injury-ridden, I still thought with Kevin Durant that they would be better. I mean,
that's enough. And they look like that second game against the Lakers. I'm like, I don't know if Booker is going to make a difference if he played or not with this team.
Yeah,
because if you got some size, if you have some larger wings, what's crazy about the Lakers team? They got a bunch of guys now that can handle the defense for LeBron. When Vanderbilt gets back, he's 6'8", Hoochie Mama. He's 6'8",
as I call him.
He's gonna kill me, be a person. They got a bunch of guys, Christian Wood, Anthony Davis. They got a rotation, and I'm looking at that Phoenix team. I said they can score a lot when they get them together, but I'm with you on that. I thought they would be off and running.
Right. I mean, there's a bunch of teams, man.
Can I say the Grizzlies?
The Grizzlies. I mean, they are definitely a disappointment. I mean, what they got 1-1?
I thought they would be more competitive because remember. Well,
they got
you know what was crazy? Right now. You know what's crazy? They shouldn't have traded away Dylan the Villain.
No.
I think they're missing that. And they tried to scapegoat him, and he got them down Houston balling.
We talking about disappointments, but you talking about surprise, man. That Houston team is balling.
That psychopath, Matt Dillon, Dillon is
psychopath.
Yo, if I see him, if I was like on the elevator and I open it and he was there, I'd run back down the steps. He is terrified.
He is a psychopath, man.
But I'm disappointed. Yeah, man. I thought the Brooklyn Nets would make a bigger step this year with Bridges. Ben Simmons hurt again, I think.
Of course, man.
Dealing with his
I think he saw his shadow and injured himself. He's just he's scared of everything. Scared of everything. Yeah. But there's a bunch of teams. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm a little disappointed in Milwaukee. I thought they might have figured it out by now, man. I mean, I'm looking at the records right now. They're what, 6-4? I mean, come on, man. I mean, with those two talents on the same team,
I thought you could give them the championship. When I saw that trade go through, I thought they would, especially with that win against the Sixers, that first opening game. We had Dame took over in the last couple minutes. I said that's the recipe.
Right.
But it seemed like they're missing, some defense on the wing that Drew. I didn't think they would miss it as much. It looked like they're really missing the defensive presence of Drew Holiday. But I'm still thinking they'll turn it around. But I'm disappointed in that slow start, man. I thought they'd be off to the races.
Right. I
thought they'd be doing what the Celtics are doing.
Right. And I know people probably going to be watching this, bro, that are going to say they're not mentioning the team that we thought that you guys would mention when it comes to disappointment. Oh, just you wait.
Just you wait.
Some people just deserve their own segment.
Hold on,
we won't
just...
even touch on the Clippers just yet.
Every time you say Clippers, I just start laughing.
But it's a bunch of teams, though, man. You got Chicago, man, who are in the news a lot, NBA news a lot, talking about trade talk with LaVine and Caruso.
Do you think LaVine would be a good fit in Philly?
I think LaVine, Caruso,
we win the championship.
DeRozan. I think any of those
DeRozan championship.
Any of those three would be a good look in Philadelphia.
They get one of those guys, chip.
But everybody is looking at those three players. I think it looks like they're ready to blow that thing up. When they first got together, man, I thought they would be as good as Boston. With the two wing players. It's very similar. You figure LaVine and DeRozan is very similar to Brown and Tatum, right?
Yeah, and Vucevic is a good center. Maybe the ball being injured, and man, I don't know what's going on with his injury, man. It's going to be like the second season in a row he's going to miss. But hopefully,
Chicago's disappointing to see, man. Like
very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Oh man, brother, let's switch gears.
I've been waiting.
Clippers be clipping.
Oh man, yo, why am I rooting so hard against them? I haven't rooted this hard against. I don't know when the last time I rooted so hard. I don't want them to get anything. I don't want anybody in that organization to succeed, and they are not helping themselves. But here's what's crazy. They look so much better when Russ is in the game than Harden.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why would they? Now, I was thinking there were people trying to say that the Sixers got fleeced in that trade.
Right.
5 games later.
Right.
The Sixers made out at the Clippers, and you know what? Kawhi looks like he lost a step.
Yeah, he does. I
think he's playing too many. He's been playing every game. He ain't did that price. He's 20 years old.
Yeah.
So he looking like. So what's your view on them losing again to the Joker?
You need to control or delete. Blow that team up, man. Like they look horrible, man. And shout out to my guy, Tommy G. Tommy G, I'm sure you're going to be watching this episode. He sent me something the other day when they played on Sunday. It was some information that said Clips have scored 1.32 points per possession with Harden out today and 0.82 when he's in. They've given up 1.32 points on D with him in and 0.72 with him out. Not great. They just are not a good team when he's in there, man. I mean, that's standing still and dribbling.
No, man. They just look so stagnant. They be just standing still. Ty Lue looks like when he wasn't putting when he went small and just let the Joker. I was like, this is Ty Lue quitting and trying to get himself fired. He's had enough of them. Can you imagine being in that locker room? You look over there, Russ look like he's going to eat you because he's so mad, and you got his beard over there talking about we need laughing, talking about this guy said, I'm not in shape. I need a training camp.
Well, duh.
This is pretty hard to slander. I didn't even get to it and be slandering. I'm like, yo, it's your fault.
And you feel like I feel the worst for Russ, man, because Russ had he's been getting beaten up in the media for the last couple of years, right?
Yeah,
and he finally found a home in the Clippers, his hometown.
Yes.
It's a perfect system for him, and they were playing good. They were looking good.
The only loss to the Lakers.
You got Kawhi healthy.
Yes.
Paul George, he's looking good.
He looked good last night.
Isn't it funny that Paul George's mom and dad's name is Paul and Paulette? That's hilarious. That's ridiculous.
I did not know that. Is that the stat of the week?
It's not. That's ridiculous. Paul and Paulette. Like, his parents need to grow up.
Yo, man.
But anyway, he was looking. They were looking good, and then you blow the team up.
Yo,
you ended up being able to keep all of your key assets, and you bring in this cancer, that is James Harden, and instantly you go from hot to not.
You can't win a game. They lost to the Knicks. The crazy loss was to who did they lose to? I was like,
was it Memphis, right?
Yeah,
Memphis. That's the game on Sunday that status from.
And lost with a Harden air ball. And when he did it, I stood up and I applauded.
Listen, the wildest play was from this past week when he got the ball, dribbled it out on the 3-point line, wiped off the bottom of his sneakers like he was getting ready to get busy, did a step back three and got it blocked. Him and Jordan Poole, that beard and that mustache, ridiculous.
So unserious. The one time, like I think he threw it to Paul George and he cut, and Paul George passed it, so he wasn't even looking for the ball. I was like, James Harden don't play like that. He dribbles and shoots threes.
He's the system. He's not a system player. He is the system.
That's what he told us. And I don't think Ty Lue wanted him.
I don't think so either.
I think that happened from up top.
And if we haven't seen anything from the Brooklyn Nets when they tried it, that doesn't work. Bringing him in where he's ball dominant, it doesn't work. It didn't work in Philly.
No.
It didn't work in Brooklyn. No. And it's not going to work out here in LA, man.
And watching that game last night, he always comes up short in the clutch.
Right.
He missed that layup in the fourth quarter, and the Joker and them scored all the points going forward. And here's what's funny. The Clippers would be the only team trying to get the lead, shoot a three, and get a wedgie. How many times have you seen that in your life? That the game's on the line, Paul George got a wedgie. I cannot believe it. Clippers be clipping.
Clippers be clipping.
Oh, man.
Well, the Clippers be clipping segment leads directly into your favorite segment of the week. Weekly Harden Slander.
Shout out to Heezy Brown. Yo.
Listen, everybody's giving you ammunition. They just spinning it through, don't they?
Just let me know. God bless them. I'm not alone. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm just like, yo, maybe he's insane. I said maybe he's got to be insane because. And here's what's funny: they be taking Russ out, and the one time Harden came over Russ, and Russ was like, "Who, me?"
Yeah, I saw that when he was on the foul line. Like, me? Like, you really taking me up for him?
Yo, you gave me the slander. They are not as off.
He's holding the L.
No, I couldn't get the 5, but when I saw that L, I was like, we got to use this.
They're holding the L. Oh my God. Yo, that picture's ridiculous.
And I'm like, yo, what is going on here? And the Sixers, and I must admit, I was a guy because I thought we needed somebody else. I had no idea that Maxey would take this leap, but some people did, and I wasn't one. I was like, yo, man, who are we gonna get to fill that void? Yo, best thing ever.
Right, and while during the weekly Harden slander, man, we got to big up Maxey, man, who is averaging 28.4 points per game.
Yo, he ain't turning the ball over. And while we're recording this, the game's on. And before we jumped on, I was just watching the ball move. I watched Embiid touch it. He gave it back to Maxey. I watched Maxey give it to Tobias Harris, who looks like a whole new player.
Right.
And Harden, and they're going to make a tough decision, and they're going to probably put Westbrook on the bench, and Westbrook is going to come back with and crypto.com.
He's going to call Ja Morant.
Yo, you know he got it on him. You know Morant got it.
You know Morant strapped. but listen, the Sixers, and I'll be honest with you, man, during this weekly Harden slander, like all it does is make the Sixers look that much better.
Yo, exactly, man.
Harris averaging 19.9 points per game. He's looking like the old Harris that was in the Clippers jersey.
Exactly, and we're gonna get rid of this segment as soon as they get better. As he gets better. And I'm betting against that because, you talking about watching somebody diminish in front.
Is it over for Harden? Is this like his last stop?
he thinks he's Harden from 7-8 years ago. That I know that's tough for a player to realize that things have changed, but this is all his fault.
Yeah, and listen, it's like on the Maury show, and the fact that Harden is the player from 7-8 years ago, his waistline proves that is not a fact. He's eating too much, he's partying too much.
He's in
not
LA.
The same player, man.
Man, he can't wait till that game's over in LA to hit this. Man, this is hometown. And you talking about a guy who doesn't need any distractions, any more distractions off the court, being in LA. Shout out to Daryl Morey and them, Elton Brand. Y'all did us a favor because this dude has fallen off and he's made that team worse. And Ty Lue, man, listen, Ty Lue feels like AI stepping over him every day, probably watching Harden. Just please stop stepping over me.
Oh my gosh. All right, brother. You know what it's time for? It's time for It's time for my favorite segment of the week.
Yes.
All right, let me pull it up. All right. So it's time for That's a Fact Jack Stat of the Week. You ready for this one, brother?
You know I'm ready. I know you got a good one.
Got a good one for you. All right. So the record for the most missed shots without a single make in a game was set by
James Harden.
That would have been too easy. Tim Hardaway Sr. Against the Timberwolves. He went 0 for 17 from the field.
What year?
I can't. You cut down. I don't know what year it was, but it happened. But you know what the wildest thing about that stat is? They still won the game.
What? He played for the Heat?
I believe he played for the Heat.
Oh, when he's with the Heat. Like Golden State, Tim Harden, he missed 17. See, you would think when you're over 8, I'm going to slow down.
But as they say, shooters keep shooting. Listen, they teach you to keep shooting. He kept shooting his shot. He was in somebody's DM that wasn't answering, and he continued to miss it.
Over 17, and they won the game.
They still won the game, man. That was a wild stat to me, man.
That's so crazy. Said shout out to Tim Hardaway Sr., who had the air raids.
Oh my
because
God.
of his kicks. For what we talked about last week.
Incredible, man. One of my favorite players coming up, man. That killer crossover. Ooh, my goodness.
He was a short dude too, man. What ball, man. 0 for 17. I gotta find that game on YouTube. I know the announcers was having a ball with that one.
And like you said, the fact that he kept shooting, man, he thought he could shoot himself out of that slump.
He was slumping. That is a stat.
Clippers be clipping. He was slumping.
Yes, sir. As always, you come through with a crazy stat, and that definitely is one of them right there. Jeez.
All right, brother. Let's have some fun, man. So last week we talked about the kicks.
Yeah,
we talked about our top 5 favorite kicks.
Yeah, non-Jordan. I know everybody, but some people hit me. You ain't say the ones. No, Jordan's got a whole different category. That's a whole nother movement.
That's a whole nother segment.
Somebody said to me, they texted me and said, you didn't put any Jordans up, and I took that personally.
And I took that personally.
Yo.
All right, brother. This week we talking about the top 5 favorite NBA jerseys, brother.
Yo, tougher than the sneakers for me. I realize how much. Matter of fact, you want to go first because I love the ones you picked.
I don't know who it is.
Oh, all right. ACs. Look at him. Our
boy. The very first one is our boy, that Phoenix Suns. Oh, man. What's that, 93, 94 season?
Yes, sir. Oh, my God, yo.
My God, that jersey. I had the white and the purple replica. My God.
And I tell people, he had better teammates in Phoenix when he got the MVP. But that Philly Barkley running over people, but that Phoenix jersey, that's got to be a top 10 of all time. That Phoenix, I love when they wear them when they throw back to this day. That's a hot jersey.
Love
right
that
now.
jersey.
Yes, sir.
Love that jersey. So with my second one, we already talked about him. This is you. We going back and forth today.
We're mixing them up. Look at my boy
Let's go.
Alex English with the classic Denver Nuggets. I always loved that as a kid. That with the Denver Nuggets and the city in the back, classic jersey from the 80s.
Man.
Sure.
And Alex English, that's Alex English, right?
Yes, sir. Man, underrated. Man.
He was cold, Jack.
Yo,
he can get a bucket.
I seen the stat for him. He had the most points in the decade of the 80s.
Alex English, wow.
Yeah, Lakers was in the way when he was coming up.
Nobody can get to those Lakers, man. Yeah. But listen, I love those jerseys, man. Those jerseys were clean right there.
Woo!
So with my second, this is one of my second ones, man. That Raptors jersey, it seemed ridiculous back then with the dinosaur with the jersey on it.
It was a lot back then.
Yeah. It aged well to me, though.
Buddy,
I love this Raptors jersey, man.
Fuego right now. Because you got to think, a lot of classic Knicks, Sixers, old school teams, very classic looks without, they put a T-Rex on the front of that jaw.
They went off the cuff with that one, went totally left, man. So that Raptors jersey, that's what, like the early 2000s era, man. Yeah, I love that jersey.
That's what he did this jaw and when he won the dunk contest. In that
jersey. My God, incredible.
Oh, my God. Look at that. Man, Penny, that jersey, I had an authentic one in like the year 2000. It came back, cost a couple of dollars. I said, I got to get my hands on it.
Can you still fit it?
Say it again?
Can you still fit it?
No, sir.
Don't you wish we would have kept that type?
Yo, I tell executive producer Brandi all the time, I wish I'd have kept my hands on that. Look at that jaw.
Clean.
That is one of my favorite jerseys right there. And he is one of my favorites. Him and Grant Hill. We had to do a segment, talk about the greatest what ifs. And my favorite too is him and Grant.
Man, listen, love Penny, man. Those pinstripe jerseys, man, they were classic, man.
Clean. All
right, let's see who we got next. I don't know. The executive producer said,
Uh-oh.
Listen.
You know what it is.
The classic.
Yo, that's the one I was going to pick to. I saw yours.
That cursive Chicago Bulls. This is early on. I think he got the Jordan 2s on in this picture. Love that jersey. It's not the most iconic Chicago Bulls jersey. It's probably one of the ones that are forgotten about. Mm-hmm. But man, that's young Mike right there. That's probably second, third season, right, Mike, right there.
That's man, like right before you start gambling. Right before you start gambling. With that cursive,
right before that, right? He was still he was still clean cut back then. Yeah. Didn't get a hold of the dice yet.
Yeah, that's a classic, man. Somebody should. Oh, listen. Those I'm a pinstripe dude. Oh, look in those 12s just came back out. Kukoc.
Absolutely.
Up tempos. When they came out with them jerseys, I knew they was gonna win 70 games. You can't wear that jersey and lose.
Man, that pinstripe was clean, man. You're right about that. All the pinstripe jerseys were clean. Mm-hmm. Man, shout out to the Bulls, man. They were incredible during our era, man.
And listen, in the Bulls, there he goes. Yo, there he goes.
Go 17 right there.
Yo, it's funny. I didn't see this. I was going to pick this one too.
Man, that Warriors jersey, man. You figure him, Chris Mullin, Chris Gatling, Chris Webber. Oh, my God. Latrell Sprewell. Oh, my God. Yeah. Love these Warrior jerseys, man. Shout out to Duber, man. Duber is a Warriors fan, man. He's the only He's the only real Warriors fan that I know. Everybody else likes the Warriors now that's not real. Duber is the only one.
I know we're NBA, but he's also, I got to give it up, Kansas City Chiefs guy from back in the day.
Duber is a real fan.
Where they got good.
In Michigan for basketball.
Yes. Loyal. I give you that Duber.
Shout out to Duber.
Yeah, that war. Oh, look at that. Look at Doc just flying through the air. I think it's they wore them from like 76, 77 to like 80. That blue, I just love that blue and Doc. It just that's probably my favorite one.
Man, love that jersey, man. Doc was dunking on everyone.
Yo, easy. And you remember, I think he came in the league 26-year-old rookie. Imagine if we'd have got he'd have came in at 21.
Man, he was tearing the ABA up, man. Tearing
Lion,
the up.
Oh, my first jersey I ever got, Larry Johnson. Look at Muggsy Bogues, another pinstriper.
Yeah,
Charlotte Hornets, man. That teal, I love it, man.
And when they first came to the league, man, that Charlotte Hornets team, man, they were exciting, man. Early on, man, love that jersey, man.
Yeah, man.
Forgot about this one, brother. That's a great pick there.
You got them hot Converses. Oh, I love them, Jones.
Man, I don't know if you've seen it. The Clippers were in the background of that graphic.
Right, losing.
Laugh at them. I'm sure they lost the game.
There you go. Listen. Sixers got
another
great
Sixers.
jerseys.
Oh man, this is my favorite Sixers jersey right here, brother. That iconic. Oh man, just clean. Yes. I believe this is late 70s to the early 80s. It's probably 78 to the early 80s. So you figure Barkley is in this jersey.
Barkley got in that. Mo Malone. They won the championship in that jersey.
I love when they did the throwback and made the Iverson when Iverson was a rookie. I believe they played in those two for the throwbacks. Man, that is a cold jersey there, brother.
Great picks, man. Great picks.
We'll come back with something else next week, brother. We'll switch back to sneakers for next week. We'll have to decide because we might have to do a part 2. People were talking about that.
Oh, that's right.
Sneaker picks. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So
we give the audience what they want.
Gotta go part 2. So, brother.
Yeah.
Like LeBron, 4 rings. This is 4th episode, baby.
Who
got to throw 4s. We made it to 4, baby.
4, man. Yeah, man. Who you want to shout out?
All right, man. So I'm going to first shout out. We talked about him earlier. We're going to shout out Jerron, man. Jerron Brown. He's been watching every week, man. He's been, supporting, sharing and stuff. So shout out to Jerron. And then I got a shout out to the Mrs. Carter. Mrs. Carter done sat down with me and sat with me through the whole episode. So shout out to her. She's looking at me like, why did you say that?
You probably want to say, sit right.
Sit right. Hurry up.
Jump higher.
Run faster.
Yeah.
Who you shouting out, brother?
Yeah, but I want to shout out the executive producer, Brandi Grove, for dealing with all my shenanigans.
The real boss.
The real who got us together, got the graphics for us. And then shout out to Jerron and always shout out to Flap. We was talking about the earlier episode, man, and giving us all that good Clipper material. So shout out to them.
Shout out to them. And I got one more. Shout out to Shade Miller, man. I ran into Coach Street legend. I ran into Shade Miller the other day, man. And he said, man, I love what you guys are doing. We need that. So shout out to Big Bro, man.
Shout out to you, Shade. Most definitely. Listen, we are Politics as Usual. This is where you can follow us at Politics Usual Talk. Catch us on YouTube, Facebook, IG. Shout out to AC for running us on IG. And listen, this is where you can follow Mr. Carter. This is where you can follow me, Macho Man Carter, and Stone Cold Grove. We'll be dropping every Thursday at 10. We thank you for being with us. Listen, the pleasure was all yours. You're welcome. We'll catch you next time.